Jaden Ivey spins, gives it up to Ron Holland. Here's a baseline J. It's in and out. Ball tapped around. Controlled by Jalen Duren with a jam. Now they back off. Lob it inside. Jalen Duren with a jam. What an out-of-bounds play. 121 to 121.
One of the things that the Pistons did, they went out and they got some veterans. Oh, Jalen Duren. Last 6 games shooting 55% from 3 and another dunk on
82%.
Yeah.
And ensuring that they are in the right spots. He also noted that his leadership extends to the offensive side of the ball, where he's had to be a connector for the team. He said to me that
his Jarris is on Cunningham, and that makes a difference. Got a back screen coming out of that timeout. That would be my feeling.
Duren catches, and they've got 23 points off Indiana turnovers. Past the steal.
Nice handle by First. He couldn't get himself on balance.
And Duren dunks it home. Holland at the rim, gets 2 more. And they steal the inbounds pass. Duren dunks it.
High post to Miles Turner for a miss. Tobias hands it off to Jalen Duren for a jam.
Hey, a moment ago, it was the other way around.
Feed to the lane. Lobs to Duren for a dunk.
Beautiful.
Rick Carlisle's working on getting a technical. And the Pistons have Jalen Duren spilled by Shepard. Pacers ahead. McConnell scores, screaming that he was fouled. Jaden Ivey to forecourt. It's now a 90-85 Piston lead. Inside for Jalen Duren, and a jam! Wow.
Darius Garland, Karis LeVert, Dean Wade, all of these guys are touching the basketball and having opportunities to shoot it or get transition baskets.
Ivey stumbles, gets it off to Duren. Duren just beats the shot clock with a dunk.
Game will come to you. Don't rush it. You know what you're capable of doing.
4 for triple try, no good. Jaden Ivey pokes it free. Ivey ahead to Jalen Duren with a step and a dunk.
A lot of teams have 1-1.
Say that again. Tough to repeat in this game. Hardaway shot no good. Duren on the offensive glass and another stick back. Harris. Cunningham. Lob! Jalen Duren with another flush. 5 to shoot.
Keep this. He's held it this long. He's got to shoot it.
Dumps it off underneath. Got to get it up! And he does! Jalen Duren!
Well, you can see the scouting reporters. You got to play him tight.
Wow. What a perfect pass by Cade Cunningham and a crushing finish for the 20-year-old Jalen Duren. Either 1 for 6 on the board. Actually, that's wrong. Loose ball. Duren hammers it down. Jalen Duren with 8 points. The Pistons have come all the way back.
Pistons need to rush it up here, says J.B. Bickerstaff. To the basket goes Cade. Somebody gets a hand on it, but
that allowed Johnson in a tight window to get that off. Here's Duren again using his size. It's just a really tough matchup for Finney Smith.
It is. I'm into that. A full marathon, credit to all of those runners, but I don't know if that's on my list.
Ivey lobbing it up. Duren comes down and finishes. For Ivey, Simmons, another turnover. Here comes Harris. Harris unable to finish. Duren can. Ivey dumps it down. Duren twisting and finishing.
37.5. Cade into the corner. Ron Holland for 3. In and out. Jalen Duren follows with a flush.
He was into it.
Yeah, you could tell.
Didn't want to disappoint you.
And you got there on the subway. Hardaway Jr. gives it up to Jalen Duren. Now Cade takes the hand off. Lobs it to Jalen for a jam. What a play.
That was A.J. Green's first 2-point attempt. Just wanted, he got blocked, but Duren.
Well, that's not his first 2-point attempt.
I thought he blew a chippy a little earlier on. That time, good job, Duren, concentrating all the way through it. Oh, my goodness.
Play for the answer. Tied at 108.
And at some point, when you gather all of these young talent, you've got to start getting some machinations of some veterans in there. As you see Jalen Duren on the offensive window. Tonight's officials, Zach Zarba, crew chief in his 22nd season, Finney Ransom, and Evan Scott, who graduated from Thomas A. Edison High School in Alexandria, Virginia. Duren, watch ahead. Watch ahead.
Did he just switch
Left
that?
hand. Yes, he did.
Patrick Williams out of Florida State. Here is Cade to the foul line, fires, it's in and out. Jalen Duren boards it, back up and flushes. Cade to forecourt.
Pistons just cannot get even with these guys. Keep getting close, and then a surge by the Bulls.
Cade will drive it, lobs it for Jalen Duren for a jam. 5 out of 7 from the floor. Here goes Jaden Ivey to the basket, missed it. Flushed on the foul by Jalen Duren.
Grizzlies 7 more shot attempts, and Duren punches it.
Sunday, even when they were missing, they were great looks. And eventually, great looks start to go down.
Beasley, Duren, well done. Malik Beasley with the drop-off.
When I first got here, Andre was here.
You and he struck up a nice accord.
Tom Thibodeau's talk at halftime will discuss defense. Lack thereof. Knicks defense. This is one of the poorest defensive first halves of the season. The Pistons much better. Last year at this time, after 24 games, was the runner from Ivy. That won't go, but Duren throws it down.
Cunningham well rested, stood out a lot of the third quarter. Asserting himself now.
Oh, Duren comes crashing in and throws it down. And Tom Thibodeau calls timeout.
Jacob Wisher, a Detroiter, of course. And there's a lob that gets Jalen Duren a jam.
Fontecchio in the corner.
Hart's guarding him this time.
Oh, and Duren gets away and throws it down. And Knicks down double figures again.
It's been different guys stepping up.
Beasley.
Primarily their defensive intensity has fought the Knicks off.
Duren goes in, Achua went for the steal.
5 out of 5, including 3 for 3 from behind the long line. They're up 17-9. This is wear them out inside. A lob to Jalen Duren for a jam to 54. Lowry marking him with 13. Lassar Thompson to the basket, missed it. Flushed on the foul though by Jalen Duren.
That's because
they were down 29 at the end of the first quarter. Got it to 6 late in the first half. From the corner, an air ball from Lassar Thompson, jammed on the foul by Jalen Duren.
Tobias Harris, the veteran, inside another stuff. Gonna have to put a body on Jalen Duren. Should be penalties for those as well. Cade Cunningham lets it fly. And then tipped away from Nurkic. It was Ivy setting up Duren. An effective tool.
Let's make them shoot jumpers. They got it going by what? Shooting layups.
Then the Suns turn it over in the backcourt. Another lob feed and another dunk for Duren. Hardaway, that's going to be wide right. Ivy, offensive rebound. No-look feed to Duren for his 5th dunk of the night.
You know, maybe his knee is bothering him. He did bump knees.
Cade Cunningham, a creative assist to Duren for dunk number 6.
For Keegan Murray in the first 2 minutes and change. Oh, Cunningham trying to put Murray on skates here, finding Duren. Oh, Len tried to meet him at the top, but Jalen Duren, his 2nd throwdown. Going Keon for Malik Monk early in this game.
Yeah, and you know, I'm wondering if he's wanting to also see Malik get some extended minutes, as you see the follow there by Jalen Duren off the miss by Tobias Harris.
Picked up 4 cookies. Kids back home. Also hot chocolate
so
for myself.
You're telling me as Jalen Duren connects Cade Cunningham, nice alley-oop pass there.
Well, 16 to 12 as Duren is away.
They got 2 guys back.
With 17-7. Tim Hardaway Jr. from the wing for 3. Oh! A follow-up flush by Jalen Duren. Wow. Suggs gets it back. Off his toe on the deck. Tobias goes to get it. Gives it up to Cade. Cade will drive it. Lays it off for Jalen Duren, and another Jalen jam.
Yeah.
The Buckeyes must be winning big over the Ducks.
I'm locked in right here, guys.
And there's a nice lob and a locked-in jam for Jalen Duren. Cade with the basketball for the Pistons. Inside for Jalen Duren and a jam.
He is playing well. To put this thing away, you certainly can't just give it to the Magic by way of turnover.
There's a lob and a jam. Yep, Cade to Jalen Duren for the jam. Jalen Duren bounces to Cade. He'll run up the hook. It won't fall. Jalen Duren rips the rebound away from Williams and stuck. Nice bounce to Josh Green. Tried to wrap it around inside. Batted away and swiped by Cade. Cade to Jalen Duren. Nice dish at the end of that break. Now it's a three. He'll rise and fire. It rims away. One-arm rebound. Jalen Duren back up with a two-hand slam. Cade puts it inside to Jalen Duren for a jam. Chauncey Billups hot. Beats Cade against Kumara. Tobias wraps it around to Jalen Duren for a jam. Unselfish play. Ayton's on him. A bounce to Ron Holland, who's just checked in. Holland against Henderson. Off the Blazers bench. Inside for Jalen Duren and a jam. A good Shaden Sharp. Now to Cade. Simon's on him. Cade uses that muscle to get inside. Missed the hook, but Jalen Duren jammed it back.
And he finds his players and teammates right around those blocks.
And a steal. Duren, get out of the way. Duren rocks the rim.
Jalen Duren boards it. Motors to forecourt. Met by Jackson Davis. Keeps it all the way down the lane for a dunk. Asar Thompson sees a little daylight. Lobs it to Jalen Duren for a jam.
Nice. Increase this lead and maybe even get it up to 3 possessions.
Tobias drives through the lane. Bounces in front. And Jalen Duren.
Cunningham pushing the other way off a made bucket. Hardaway inside. Thompson misses the layup, but Duren right there. Sasser drives, goes inside, pass to Duren. Knicks got caught napping there watching, and Duren stuck behind them.
As a team, they're 5 out of 8 from behind the long line. Cade down the lane, no. Flushed on the foul by Jalen Duren. Jalen Duren back to Cade. Cross court to Asar Thompson, a long three. Won't go through. Jalen Duren with a rebound. Back up and flushed it. He made sure, didn't he?
He had to work hard for it.
Back to a 19-point lead for Indiana. Cade for three. A short save by Hardaway Jr. to Asar Thompson. Cade cuts to the basket. And nice dish inside to Jalen Duren for a dunk. Thompson fires no. Thought he was fouled. It looked like Tobias got a piece of the shot. Tobias deep to Duren for a reverse dunk. Jalen Duren boards it for Cade. Cade to the basket, missed on the reverse, but there's Jalen to jam it. 105-97. Jalen Duren works against Richards. To the basket, and he has 7. Gives it up to Malik Beasley. Beasley gets to the baseline, drops it off nicely for Jalen Duren, and a jam.
And now Detroit has their biggest lead. Boy, these are some sloppy possessions, 3 in a row. Cunningham.
Duren dunks it back, and Ime will call a timeout. That's 11 straight.
Harris guarded by Van Vliet. There's the help by Brooks. Thompson. High off the glass, served it to pass to Duren and dunked it back.
That's what the Hawks need, that early offense. Get a little momentum going.
Lob to Duren. 19 for Cade. 75-58. Gray trying to go up, batted down, and Pistons leak out. Cunningham, oh, off the glass. Humiliating dunk. And they are looking for him. He comes back to get the basketball. Fakes, looks, hooks it up top, and my goodness, what a windmill jam by Jalen Duren. And Duren gets a dunk to end it.
Cunningham deep in the corner. Backs in, fades away. His jumper is short, stuffed in by Duren. Back on Cunningham. Lobs for Duren, who dunks it in. Duren. Cunningham checks back in during the timeout. J.B. Bickerstaff could wait no longer. Duren, big one-handed jam. Good heavens. Jalen Duren.
Where they picked a bright young man out of the University of Notre Dame, and the rest is history. Cunningham, they'll find Duren. Duren dunks.
So AC was picked by a team that won 15 games. I think the Cavs could pick up the tempo a little bit, pick up the pace. I like this zone, though. It's going to force Detroit to take a tough shot.
Cunningham spins and misses. Duren inside dunks. We're underway here in the third as these teams start the second half the way they started the ball game. Cunningham looks upstairs and finds Jalen Duren for the dunk to open the second half scoring.
Tyrese has 14. Siakam leads Indiana with 19. Turner has 11, and McConnell has 14. Albert now 3 of 5 from distance. The Pacers 9 of 16. Cunningham dumps it inside. Duren.
The lob to Jalen Duren for a jam. Perfect pass.
Dallas had a good first half until a 16-3 run at the end by the Pelicans put him in front. Wow, that was nicely done. Crammed home by Duren.
Second comes off to him. Back up, no. Flushed on the follow by Jalen Duren. Tobias doubled on the baseline. Shot off the glass, no. Flushed on the follow by Jalen Duren. On the jump, saved by Tim Hardaway Jr. A lob inside, Marcus Sasser to Jalen Duren. Vucevic backs on Tobias, poked away. Pistons with numbers. The trailer's Jalen Duren for a jam. Sar Thompson to Jalen Duren. Jalen backs in on Vucevic. Kind of pushed him off with the forearm and got away with it and scored it. Cade whips a pass to Sar Thompson. Cutting to the paint is Tobias, missed the shot. Back up with a dunk back is Jalen Duren. Pistons get a takeaway. Malik Beasley behind him to Jalen Duren for a jam. Great setup by Malik. 13 for Jalen. Cade to forecourt. Nice lob to Jalen for a jam. Cade gets 2 screens. Lobs it. Flush by Jalen Duren. Cade with a pass from Jalen Duren and a screen inside the JD for a jam. Straight to the baseline, floats it up, in and out. Almost went back in again. Jalen Duren with a rebound. Cade gives it back to JD for another jam. Dyson Daniels got him the ball. That's his second assist. Cade down the lane. Another lob to Jalen Duren, another JD jam. Sar Thompson topside. Dumps it deep to Duren for a dunk. Gets it back from Jalen Duren. Whips it to Tobias, the corner 3. In and out, Jalen Duren with a rebound. Back outside to Cade. Lobs it back to JD for a jam. Here's Cade against Dyson Daniels. Lobs to Jalen for another jam. Sar Thompson. Ahead to Tim Hardaway Jr. Reverses, no. Flushed on the follow by Jalen Duren. Pistons playing so much better now.
Offensively, the rest of the way, maybe with a little help from Beasley, but they're going to lean heavily on Cade Cunningham.
Cade gets a screen from Duren. Missed the shot, and it's flushed on the follow by Jalen.
That's about as good a look as you can ask for, right?
It really is. And Paul George can get his shot whenever he wants. The thing is, do you go about,
There it is.
we talked about Cade Cunningham and
Bona battling inside. And Hardaway with the loose ball rebound. Fontecchio. Nice look. Duren inside and one.
Jalen Duren against Diabate. Cade with a lob. JD with a jam. Try to stay in front of Cade. Cade on triple-double watch. Malik Beasley drives. Puts it up, no. Slammed through by Jalen Duren. What a pro. Pistons poke it away from Bridges. Asar Thompson behind him to Jalen Duren for a dynamite dunk. And school's officially out. 110-99. Jalen Duren to the basket. Slams it.
Josh Giddey said that we were going to be ready from jump on this Wednesday night. Cunningham on target, rebounded by Duren, who seemingly always ends up with double-digit rebounds against the Bulls. That's what they do a lot of when they're playing well offensively.
And this league is all about athletic bigs.
Long rebound off the Hardaway miss belongs to Asar Thompson, and he finds Duren. Thompson kept it alive yet again. Rebound by Thompson. So quick. And now Duren underneath with the dunk. He's done a lot of that this season. 17 points.
Easy points.
White tried to bam it down and miss the dunk. A little more insult to injury at this point. Thompson did a lot for Duren. What a play on an exclamation point type finish for Detroit.
It was in their milk because both of them get off the ground.
And there's Duren. And it's a 9-2 Pistons start, and Mitch Johnson has to call a timeout. More guys to pass it with two hands. Fundamentals. And if anyone knows that, it's the point guard, Avery Johnson. And the lob is good by the Pistons. Duren goes up and gets it.
The Pistons had so many offensive rebounds there in the first half. You have to do something to counter that.
Duren all the way to the rim, and Mitch Johnson has not liked the start to the second half. He's got to call a timeout.
Jalen Duren's gone crazy.
You know, this game is very cyclical now. You know, we've been in a little bit of a down cycle.
Jalen Duren and one.
We'll see what four teams make it.
Another lob, and Jalen Duren.
We only have one starter in double figure.
Duren, another dunk.
Ron Holland.
He had a wide open shot and didn't take it.
And Duren with authority. Jalen Duren. Cunningham on the lob. Nobody home on the backside to stop Jalen Duren. That's 19 made threes for the Hawks. Back to a 4-point game. Duren on the roll.
Jalen Duren lobs it. Reverse no for Asar Thompson. Harden to forecourt. Pass picked off. Asar Thompson ahead to Jalen Duren for a jam. Beasley against James Harden. Drops it down to Jalen Duren. Jalen with a jam. Jason Tatum tried to bounce it inside for Horford. Pistons take it away. Jalen Duren ahead of the pack for a stop.
And a nice toss-up if you're Hardaway Jr.
Cade with the basketball for the Pistons. Inside for JD for a jam. Jalen Duren off a feed from Cade. A very emotional Piston team and very emotional group of fans. They go down deep to Duren for a dunk. 7-3 Pistons.
Pulls down the rebound. Tries to get out to Porter, throw it away. Thompson, alley-oop. And Duren knows what to do with it.
Beasley gives it up to Tobias. Pistons go deep to Jalen Duren for a dunk. Great ball movement.
Chipping away at their lead.
Yes, they are. Tobias, lob. Jalen Duren with the jam. Malik Beasley comes to get it against Martin. Jalen Duren down the lane, gets to the rim, throws it down. Count that baby, and a foul.
A couple of dribbles. That's what he does.
Yeah, that's impressive. Kind of lull you to sleep just a bit.
You know, the simple plays are usually the best. Move the ball around, make Detroit play through that shot clock.
Oh, inside drive, Duren. Rebound, Cody Williams. Stolen, telegraphed that pass. Oh my, just a high-flying Jalen Duren.
Not the pressure on the Jazz, they're face guard guys.
Sexton drives hard. Rebound, bounce it, Cunningham. Back inside, oh, the throwdown. I mean, that's wicked. Jazz have trailed by as many of 29. Schroeder back inside. Going blocked down, and inside comes a dunk man.
Very nice third quarter at 69. Clippers shooting 55% from the field. Pistons at 52. Duren the punch inside.
Clean up. He got the broom and the mop on that one.
Great for Draymond. Kane, what a pass.
A match of two guys that just grind in the paint. Duren and Klingon here tonight on the inbound. It's Duren who slaps it away. Up the floor, here he comes, chops his steps, and he comes. Two-hand jam.
Stuck his tongue out. And because both Dwap and he went to that ball, there was nobody there to box out.
Cunningham, time running down, and just did get rid of it. Rim high for the jam. Detroit on the road, leading by 6. 20 seconds remaining in the half. Cunningham goes to work. Crosses over, hesitates, lobs it up top, and Duren. Sharp's three is off. Up come the Pistons. Hardaway into front court. Feeding hitter Asar Thompson. Klingon got a piece of that when it comes off the high glass, but Duren grabs the loose ball away from Simons. Duren leaves it off to Cunningham, trying to shake Kamara. Duren comes over to screen. Kamara plays above the screen. Up top, two-man play, and Cunningham couldn't have played it any better. The lob to Duren for a flush.
Tobias with the drive. Running no, slam through by JD. 4.5 and change to play in the half. Cade with a lob to JD for a jam. Jalen Duren against Sarr. Off to Cade, good screen from JD. Cade, another lob inside, a one-hand grab and slam for Jalen Duren. Cade to Tobias, the give back to Cade. Against Keyshawn George, down the lane, lobs, and Jalen jams. Bounce outside for Hardaway Jr., all the way across the floor to Malik. Malik lobs it, a flush for JD. Hardaway Jr. boards it. J.B. Bickerstaff wants the Pistons to push it.
That's what they got to do.
Stop and go dribble by Hardaway Jr. Missed it. A jam back and through by Jalen Duren.
And they're doing it well.
He's 3 out of 6 from behind the long line. Lob, Cade to Jalen Duren for a one-hand jam. Screen from Jalen Duren. Cade lobs it to JD. Batted away, but he got it back. First hoop since the first half. It is 114 to 113. Wizards, Cade in front to Jalen Duren. Pump fake and a jam for JD. They get a couple of Kentucky guys in the backcourt. Wallace is, you don't hear as much about, but look in the defensive stats, you'll see him in plenty of spots. Cade sets up JD for a jam. Outside against Luguentz Dort. Cade lobs it to JD for a jam.
And he did that, George, in the face of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Cade lobs it inside in the direction of JD, makes the catch and slams it.
That was fortunate for the Pistons because that ball should have been intercepted by OKC.
Waiting for Hardaway. Don't have to ask him twice. And easy putback. Long rebound. He went for it. Yeah. They tried to get away with Chris Paul, you remember?
Right.
Early in the game. Thompson, good breaks and a great pass. Easy one for Duren. Just a little bounce to his game. He's got his second bucket. The lob is a good one. He saw Duren the whole way.
Schroeder into the front court off the drag screen. Here's Beasley. Pocket pass, Duren underneath. He muscled it home. Literally. Blocked by Harris, right to Cunningham. The Pistons have been the best defensive team in the league since January 1st. Hardaway, no goaltending. Duren on the cleanup.
Would help if Bam gets his hands on the basketball here down the stretch on the offensive end. You know where the Pistons are going.
Cunningham, follow and flush by Duren. And Detroit takes a one-point advantage.
Tobias Harris looking for another three. Inside position, Jalen Duren, good rebounder, 8th in the league at over 10 a game. And
here's Simone Fontecchio to the rim, shot won't fall. Jalen Duren back up with a jam. Then a shooter turns the corner to Malik Beasley, and his triple try won't fall. Duren follows with a flush. 64-51. Schroeder, inside bounce to Ron Holland, can't score it. Flushed though by Jalen Duren. Marcus to the lane, rises and fires, it won't fall. One tap won't go. JD follows with a fiery flush.
It's with the Spurs, I think, right now, because the Pistons have been quickly striking.
Barnes with a miss from downtown. Here's a nice lob from Tobias to Jalen Duren for a jam.
You got to deal with it if you're guarding him or playing the Cavaliers.
9-8 Cleveland. Malik Beasley down deep for a dunk to Jalen Duren.
Edwards stops on a dime, fires the midi, won't go. Slapped out of there in the hands of Schroeder. 3-on-1, and the flush, plus the foul. Jalen Duren with the statement slam.
Swerve and curve through the lane.
And you have to respect his passing ability. That's why little fake pass to the corner, wide open Lawson, if you see Duren right down the paint where he...
Schroeder, battle getting into him here. Duren right to the iron with a power slam. He's got 11 points, 9 rebounds. Schroeder looks on the inside, and Duren with a slam dunk. He's got 13. Mopo was trying to go for that steal.
It's an old style Georgetown. When I was at Villanova, that's how John Thompson had those guys playing. They would beat you up all day, and they would say they can't call every foul.
And a slam dunk, Duren, just a power move. Shed gets it back. Here's Quick. That would have been huge.
And you really got to watch your ball around these guys.
Duren right to the iron.
I'm going to tell you, I'm about to jump out here, take my shoes off, and go foul.
Cade against McBride. Jim Hardaway finds some space inside to JD for a jam. JB Bickerstaff wants his team to rush it up. Assar does. Misses off glass, but there's JD with a jam follow, and the Pistons are up 4-zip.
And if you race out or if you're out of control, they can drive.
Achua 6'8" and 240. Jalen Duren down the lane, another dynamite Duren dunk. Screen from Jalen Duren. Cade rises over McBride, fires in and out. JD with a rebound. He's going back up and flushing it. That's big time. That's huge. Assar no-looks it. Inside for Cade, in front for JD, and a jam. Knicks with their biggest lead. Cade inside. Finds Assar Thompson too hard in the shot, but jam back and in by Jalen Duren. In the corner for Miles McBride. A triple try, no. Pistons boarded, and school is out. The Pistons in a slugfest. Top side to Fontecchio. Simone will drive and scoop it wide. Jalen Duren follows with a flush. Here's Hardaway Jr. stepping into the shot, missed it. Jalen Duren boards it and flushes it. A dynamite dunk.